Hello, my name is David Wolf, and this is my ME305 3D scanner project.
Alright, I'm going to show the components to make up the control box for this 3D scanner. I have on the top my display, which is an LCD screen. I've got a cooling fan up top as well. And on the front you can see that I have access to my Arduino connections, my IR sensor, my USB port, a 12-volt power supply, and then a power button. And if I go ahead and open all of it, I got my wiring harness disconnected so you can see all these better. I've got my Arduino Uno over here. I've got my IR sensor, my SD card reader. This is a logic converter for my I2C, since my sensor, which is a Luna TF LiDAR sensor, communicates in 3.3 volt logic, and the Arduino communicates with 5 volt logic. I needed to throw that in there. These motor drivers have capacitors next to them in order to protect them from voltage. Alright, moving over to the motor chassis and controls. I've got, as far as electrical components go, I've got two NEMA 17 stepper motors. One drives my turntable, the other one moves my carriage up and down. As you can see on that carriage, there's a limit switch that keeps my motor from driving itself into the motor chassis or the motor holder. And that motor runs up and down a threaded rail and has a lumen extruded piece that keeps it vertical. Alright, starting it up here, let me go ahead and turn on the stepper motor drivers as well and that cooling fan. And using the IR remote, I'm able to control the main menu essentially, go in there and select either scan or measure, which are two options that I have available to me. I'm going to go ahead and select start scan and start that scan, and it's going to first zero out my LiDAR sensor on that Z carriage, and it's going to begin taking measurements of that mouse there. And every single time it stops, it's taking 100 measurements and taking the average of all those to get a value. In the background there, you can see my 3D printer I got last year. Though I'm not great at it, 3D printing has become a hobby of mine. My favorite thing about printing is that if something breaks, you can replace it easily with a printed part. However, reverse engineering a part takes time. 3D scanning facilitates the reverse engineering process, but 3D scanners are expensive pieces of equipment, and with good reason. I undertook this endeavor to see if I could make a 3D scanner for under $100. The answer is kinda. You see, 3D scanners are so expensive because the sensors have to have such a high resolution that it drives costs up to thousands of dollars. The best resolution I could get within the price range is up to a centimeter. However, despite this, the scanner will scan the entire object accurately up to 1 centimeter with no user interaction. The measurements are written to a micro SD card in the form of a text file that can be put into a MATLAB file that creates an SDL from those values. Unfortunately, I did not make this MATLAB program, and it is currently not functioning. The last thing I want to demonstrate with my project is its ability to measure widths of objects. You are able to control the scanner with your remote and select where you'd like to scan, and then press enter, and it'll rotate the object 180 degrees and give you the width at that location.